Michael Jordan appeared on their halftime show was not some raging success. It wasn't some special moment that we should all be relishing. It was Michael Jordan and Mike Tirico celebrating Michael Jordan. And we're at the start of the NBA season. Kevin Durant has just moved to his third, fourth, or fifth team. He's on a Rockets team that is very talented, well coached, and a championship threat. And we went to halftime of this game and spent 4 minutes or however long it was discussing Michael Jordan. And they got to do better than that. The game has to be the focus. And this is SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder raising a banner, getting championship rings, the future of the NBA versus the past of the NBA in Kevin Durant. And we had time to go hear stories about Michael Jordan shooting a single free throw in a foreign country at a Ryder Cup, and everybody's melting down. And Scap, I'm coming to you with a question. I want to play the Bill Simmons clip first, though, because Bill, this disappoints me, but this is what we do in the media. Everybody's afraid of Michael Jordan, and so everybody just says nice, glowing things. Let's play SOT number 2. Bill Simmons just genuflecting and just celebrating Michael Jordan. I don't get it. Play the clip.
So they had this Michael Jordan thing. They've been playing it up a lot, and they called it like degrees of excellence or insights in excellence or something. It basically just turned out to be an interview with Mike Tirico that they probably filmed for 2 hours and they're just going to cut segments out of. I can't think of a single thing that happened during the halftime thing, but it's riveting to watch Michael Jordan. And I realized it doesn't really matter what he says. His insights, his observations, his thoughts about the league, it just doesn't matter because anything he says, I'm captivated. He was like, he told some story about he rented a house and there was a basketball court. I don't even know what happened. And I was nodding yeah, oh, this is great, Michael Jordan. I think the next one, he's going to come back and just be like, yeah, I went to dinner last night. I ordered a steak. I got it medium rare. I had 2 glasses of Pinot Noir and then I paid the check. And then they're like, that was insights of excellence from Michael Jordan. And I'd be like, that was great. Could watch him talk about anything. So he might be the first person who's ever been on a pregame halftime show where I literally don't care what he says. I just like having him around. It's just nice to have MJ.
This is the difference between me and most people in the sports media. This is the difference between a biblical worldview and a worldview consistent with the world. Michael Jordan's a big-time celebrity. We must genuflect in front of him. We must treat him as an idol. I just can't do it. And I've never been able to do it. I've always been an iconoclast. I want to tear down icons. And this is me long before I realized that was consistent with a biblical worldview. But Michael, and we'll play the Michael Jordan interview here in a second, but I want to give TJ and Scap an opportunity to stake their positions before I play the clip and prove to you that I'm dead right here. Michael Jordan did nothing, and we shouldn't be celebrating it. Scap, your thoughts?
Well, Jason, holy cow, I just saw that Bill Simmons soundbite for the first time, and man, someone get that guy some tissues or something. That was effusive praise, to say the least. Look, I find it, I'm kind of in the Simmons camp in that I find it compelling to see or to hear Michael Jordan talk, particularly ideally about basketball, which he didn't do last night. There was really no analysis, nothing talking about today's game, today's product. That's what I was led to believe that this was going to be. This was going to be Michael Jordan kind of as an NBA analyst, not regaling us with stories of what he's been doing for the last 25, 30 years outside of the NBA. I'm with you on that. I don't really care. And my big fear here is on this, that this is just going to be what Bill Simmons alluded to, like a 2-3 hour interview that Tirico did one time. They're going to chop it up into a series of, 3, 5, 6 minute bites that they're going to feed us then throughout the rest of the season. I was expecting like Jordan in studio on a weekly basis, doing stuff, talking about today's product, breaking it down. I'm very fearful what direction this is going to go after seeing this first night of it. You would think they would want to really showcase it being their tip-off night, and that's what we got. I don't know. I was not very tantalized at all by that thing. I'm with you.
It was a giant mistake, in my opinion. Whatever they're paying him, they're getting ripped off. And people initially will be thrilled. Hey, it's just Michael Jordan. And they've already told you, like, next week, we already know what we're talking about. And again, that means they've already pre-recorded it, and we're going to get another snippet from Michael Jordan. And I get it. It's I'm going to make TJ, close your ears. I'm going to make a secular analogy that just, so close your ears. I don't want to offend you or, but they're guys, when you're 6'6", and you don't have to work as hard as the guy that's 5'8", and that including in the bedroom, in any capacity. And we used to talk about the more talent you have, the less you have to do. We'll say it that way. But for me, it's like, hey man, you got to say something interesting. You got to talk about today. I wanted to hear Michael Jordan talk about Kevin Durant jumping from team to team. Tell me something. Michael Jordan I went to the Ryder Cup and I hit a free throw for a little kid, and people pretending like, oh, I can't live without that. And then Bill Simmons saying, like, I hold Michael Jordan to no standard. Well, that's ridiculous. And anyway, TJ, earlier this morning, Scap, TJ tried to defend Michael Jordan here in NBC. We've given him time. This was at 6 a.m. We've given him 4 hours to reach a level of sanity and get his idolatry out of his system. TJ, your thoughts on Michael Jordan?
All right, well, here is my level of idolatry. I would tell you that when people don't speak very often, people's ears perk up when that person speaks. The first time we heard Michael Jordan say virtually anything since his retirement was The Last Dance, and people were captivated by that. I don't think we should be surprised that people are somewhat captivated by just seeing inside of a guy's life that is a total mystery. People don't know anything about this guy. He's one of the most fascinating guys, probably the most fascinating guy.
No, he's not.
In NBA history. I think he is. His stories. Okay, who is the guy? Is it Charles Barkley? Charles Barkley tells Michael Jordan stories all the time. Michael Jordan has lived a very interesting life, and nobody ever gets to hear about it. Nobody knows what's going on.
Michael Jordan's a basketball player whose entire focus is on basketball. It was interesting for him to say, hey, look, I'm really into my family now. That was slightly interesting, but there was no elaboration on it. There was no
Isn't that Tyreeko's fault?
No, it's Michael Jordan's fault for giving them so little time and for, the surface level interview, and they've got it in a little short box. Because again, if you're playing a game, season opener, Kevin Durant taking on the defending world champions, this young dynasty that's been built, you need to focus on that game. And so what they said was, well, we got this Michael Jordan thing, and we got to give him something, because if we played a 10-minute version of this, now you've completely distracted from the game. And so this isn't the time to do it at halftime of the game. You play a 10-minute deal before the game. You distract before the game. You get to halftime, and at halftime, it was a really good game, and it was a really good game for 6 quarters. 4 regulation quarters, 2 overtime quarters. NBC screwed up here, in my opinion.
Well, so I'm not really defending NBC or even Mike Tirico, who Mike was kind of just letting Jordan steer. I'm sort of defending Jordan. It seemed to me that they were making this hey, we can't talk about Kevin Durant. What if he gets injured? What if they taped this 2 months ago or 3 months ago? They put themselves in a box here of what they can talk about. You can't talk about a game when you don't even know who's going to be playing in it at the time. That seems most likely what happened.